Now, Moon, were you doing this in spring training back in your day?
There was a year in 2008 or 9, spring training 2008 or 9, where me, Romo, Kevin Franzen, Billy Sadler, Nate Shearholtz, Tim Linscomb would go out every single night.
Is that right?
Every single night. We would meet at the same bar after like everyone got off, have a beer, and then just decide what we want to do after that. So in spring training, this is the most frustrating thing in my career that I was like, it made no sense to me. And I still tell this story to this day to even guys that played at a high level. I had a pretty good year in 2008. Only had 300 at-bats because of injuries, but 18 bombs. You know, spread that out to a big league year, that's 36 bombs probably.
Yeah, right.
Least. Yeah, something like that. Which today, in today's age, would be like, oh God, this guy's the best hitter ever. Only hitting 250 too, which I was not even like that happy with my year. And then that spring training in 2009, this was really weird. I'll just go through the whole story.
Okay.
I started off with the AAA group, and
2009, right?
Yeah, and like so group 1, which is technically it's called the AAA group, and like I didn't go to big league spring training, and I was absolutely on fire, hitting 3-spot, 4-spot every game, crushing it. And then at one point I saw my name to go to like a big league game, but it was erased and marked off. But everyone saw that it was still my name.
God.
So it's like, what is up with that? Like, I'm hitting better than anybody in the entire organization. Like,
right.
Other teammates would come watch my games. I was on fire so bad. Like the A's Papago Park back in the day.
Yeah.
It was 410 with a batter's eye in center field. Yeah. I hit a line drive over the center field batter's eye.
Oh my God!
And then I hit an oppo bomb later that game.
Does that all come from the head manager, or is that a committee decision, or is it just a pen?
That's a great question. I'm pretty sure that's like head of the minor leagues combined with the major leagues. So it's like a committee decision. And I was doing everything right. I was like, you know, in the gym every morning, or cold tub, hot tub in the morning, in the gym after each. Like I was like, wasn't going out boozing or anything like that. Like I was doing everything right. Like this is my last year of my contract, and I was just mashing. And then, you know, the trickle down effect from spring training started to happen. I was fine. And then, you know, Steve Decker comes down from the big leagues. I think you guys all remember him.
Yeah,
Black and Decker, yeah.
Catcher.
And he was going to be the AAA coach that year. And then he started kind of messing with me a little bit mentally. I loved him as a hitting coach, by the way. He was awesome. He would go into the cage with you every day, and he helped me so much in my career. As a head coach, he was awful. Complete micromanager. Just would talk down to players, yell at you from the third base box. Like, it's like just clown shit. But as a hitting coach, freaking amazing. And then I went into a mini slump, but then came out of it. And then another trickle down effect came. And all of a sudden I'm like hitting like 8th and 9th when I'm like still lighting it up. And I'm like, all right, this is weird. And you know what you know when you're like the 8th, 9th, or like second DH in the 10 spot in spring training, you're either getting sent down a level or getting released.
Yeah.
So kind of weird. And the guys they put in the 3-4 spots were just guys that were in big league spring training camp for like, you know, 2-3 weeks, maybe longer. So nothing I can do about it. And then the Mike McBride, who's a prospect center fielder, like 4.2 speed.
Yeah.
Strong as arm as me, if not stronger. Not as good as a bat. He came down and basically took my spot in center field. And I don't know if you guys remember Pat Mish, big leaguer for the Giants and the New York Mets. And he was a big leaguer then. He took me aside. He's like, Moon, just keep working. You 100% earned a spot as the center fielder or right fielder in the AAA team, just keep working. And like it meant a lot. And then went down to the AA team, and then just crushed it there. Had a great spring training, probably better than anyone in the entire organization. Coaches told me that, and I'm like, all right, that's a good boost. First month of the season, I'm hitting 300, leading all of the Eastern League in RBIs. Mike McBride, that took my spot in AAA, is hitting like 185, no home runs, like no RBIs. He gets sent down to AA. I don't get sent up. He takes my spot in center field, and I go to right field. And they just put some random fourth outfielder as the other outfielder in AAA. And then I just kind of went into like a funk after that. I could not. It was the most frustrating 2 months of my entire life.
Hey, Moon, spring training is going on right now. I think I'm curious of this, and maybe listen to other people. We fans look at spring training. It's like, you look at the stars. Hey, they're getting their swings in. Everybody's kind of getting in their groove. But there's a different side of it. There's guys that, like you, who are kind of fighting for their careers. What's the mindset going on for guys out there? Is there just a completely different level of anxiety for a good amount of guys you will never see in a game or see on TV out there?
Yeah, I've seen it before. I never really had to deal with that because I played my entire contract with the Giants. Obviously, I tried to get re-signed by them, which didn't happen after 7 years or whatever. But it's those kind of fringe guys that get, I guess the best way to like explain it is like, how in the NBA there's a two-way contract. So guys will get signed to that in spring training, whereas like, okay, you'll be in big league spring training the entire time. Here's your minor league contract. Here's your big league contract. You better figure one out. But most of the times those guys get just released. They don't get their minor league contract, which usually pays a lot of money.
Hey, Ben, you had a great JUCO career. And, obviously Oklahoma City, a little bit with the outside elements. But other than that, you pitched pretty well. But you never had the fastball that touched 90 and all the little metrics everyone's looking for. But you got guys out.
Yeah.
Did it reach a certain point in your career as far as baseball went where like, hey, it didn't matter if you got everybody out you faced, you weren't going to get that, you weren't going to turn the corner?
Yeah. And, here's something that I've been thinking about, and, it's a roller coaster ride, the entire time. So I'm up in Tahoe, out of high school. I'm working at a spot, just trying to figure out what I'm going to do in college. I end up making it out. I get a personal tryout with the Cardinals down in Reno, and they send me over to Lansing Junior College.
Sure.
And so I go out there, but I don't know anyone. I'm not from there. The coach, I don't think he ever really wanted me there in the first place. So I go through fall ball. I think I'm doing okay, but who knows? I don't really have a lot of people to talk to about it. But fall ball ends, and at the end he's like, okay, you're gonna red shirt. And respected that. I was like, okay, no problem. But I go talk to Mooney, I talk to Feldman, talk to family, friends, and I'm like, yeah, well, it's my freshman year. I'm in a red shirt, but I'm way up here in Susanville. I don't know anyone. I'm not really like, I'm not loving the situation, and I'd like a change of scenery. So, I talked to Mooney, talked to Feldman, get in touch with San Mateo, and the coach is just straight up as you could be with me. He's like, I don't have a spot for you. He's like, but if you don't like where you're at, you're welcome to come join us. He's like, then it's up to you to make the team. And so, I was kind of out of low being told I had a red shirt, but I go out there, put in the work, see them make it to the Final Four, and then my freshman year after redshirting, we make it back again to the Final Four, and now I'm like really motivated, even though I've only gotten like maybe 7 innings at this point, 7 to 9, but on a good team and at a big level. And then I ended up coming back, and my last year at San Mateo, I ended up pitching 90 something innings, an All-American,
Yeah.
go 11-0
Mm.
undefeated. And so now I'm riding that high. I went from the low to the high, and then I'm playing summer ball in Humboldt, doing great. Go out to Oklahoma City, doing okay.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, I'm kind of starting to go back down. And then some good things happen, go right back up, start thinking I have a chance to get drafted. And, I think it ultimately came down, I didn't throw hard enough. One of the great benefits that I had at San Mateo was a pitching coach by the name of Steve Shefsky, who played for the Padres in the 80s. And he was incredible. I think every pitcher that ever played for him at CSM, or at least the majority, would rave about him as well, from his knowledge and just his ability to work individually with a person was a big deal that I don't know that I would have got that anywhere else other than San Mateo.
Yeah.
But it's all about like finding that right spot. Like my last stop was in Yuma, Arizona. Rusty Meacham was my pitching coach there. He used to play for the Royals back in the 80s. Nasty split. Like he was a great guy, and fortunate that he was the one to deliver the news to me that, like, hey, you're 27 now. You don't throw in the mid 90s. You're probably not, no matter what your stats are, you're not going to make it there. This is probably the last stop. So it was nice to have someone like that has been through it before, and he's nice enough to take me out and have a beer and explain that to me.
Moon, are organizations getting it right today?
No. So basically, like Kyle Haynes, who's basically like, let's just call him the Bobby Evans of the minor leagues. He's like, Moon, AA and AAA are not nearly as good as they were when we played. Like, it's watered down now because there's no rookie ball, short season ball, low A. You know what I mean? There's not the 7 leagues anymore, so you don't get the step up every year, like, or they don't get slow played if you're 18, 19 when you get drafted. So the development, it's basically like, what are you doing for me right now? And I think that all has to do with that the minor leaguers get paid more, their housing's all paid for, and stuff like that. And then they just rely. Here's the thing: what I don't get, which I've had this conversation with multiple people in upper areas and like different teams, like Antoine Richardson for the first base coach for the Mets, Bobby Evans, for instance, in West Portal in the city, when I see him for coffee every once in a while. They are relying on a lot of independent ball as like other outlets for their minor league teams.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the issue. They're not coaching them when they're out there.
No.
And all those coaches out there trying to do is keep their jobs every year because they do get paid well. A good independent team coaches get paid well because if the team wins, they get paid well. Like a minor league team makes a lot of money. Like the San Jose Giants minor league team makes a lot of money. The Giants don't make money. The minor league owner makes the money.
Yeah, right.
So they're just trying to keep their jobs. They're not trying to develop you. Yeah, of course the coach wants to help you and like how can you be better today, not how can you be better next year. So, but I've asked to be an area scout for the Giants and a couple other teams, and they don't even really have them. So I'm like, so how are you relying on the independent leagues or college or JUCO to be your minor leagues when you aren't even doing all the scouting really? So it's kind of weird. I don't have the correct answer for you that you probably want, but it's kind of weird. And here's another thing that like nobody else knows. So all these big leaguers, like if you watch, I'll just use the Giants for example, just because I'm interlocked with them the most. I'm going with the hitters right now. A lot of these hitters, they all have personal coaches on the side, which is fine. I trained Feldman for like 4 or 5 years, but mostly in the weight room. But like, he would tell me like what mechanics he wanted to work on, and I obviously know what a pitcher looks like. And I would tell him like, okay, you're not doing what you wanted to do. Whatever. I'm not going to watch his game film and tell him like, oh, do this instead when he's got big league coaches right next to him. Sure. So these hitters for the Giants, they'll get a full-on scouting report from their personal hitting coach that sometimes is the complete opposite of what Pat Barlow says or whoever the hitting coach, is doing the scouting report says. So you probably wonder why a lot of these teams are just like completely striking out or just can't hit a ground ball at second base with a man on third and an infield back. I think that's one of the biggest issues that is completely unknown from everyone.
How thin is that line, guys? Like, for example, from Ben going from you to Oklahoma City to trying to get drafted, and then Moon from you to playing in the minors to getting that call up. I mean, how thin is that damn line in order to get to that next spot? I mean, it seemed like with Ben, it was maybe 2 miles an hour on a fastball, where you're tapping out at 92, and then Moon, it just seems like with you, it's just like the timing, it just, if guys aren't getting rehab assignments, it's your spot, it seems like timing and that line is so thin, man. It's almost an unfair game a little bit.
God, honestly, for both of us, timing's a thing, and also a lot of it's politics, in my opinion.
It is.
And just knowing the right person.
Yeah.
Like, there was a lot of guys that got called up really quickly for the Giants, at least. I'm not going to name any names, but they would just brown nose coaches so bad and just be that guy that was always around the coaches, like saying hi. I was always nice to my coaches. Like, but I wasn't going to like and be like, oh, please, please, please. You know what I mean? Like, and I saw guys that did that and they got called up to the big league so fast with just like, above average numbers or stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's probably the same thing like Ben. Like, all he had to do was like, if somebody just knew him or followed him long enough, like it'd be like, oh, let's throw a dart at this guy. The same thing with me. I had a full ride to Oregon State.
And you didn't take it?
No. And then, I'll tell you, like, my spring semester, Ben knows this too pretty well. Once basically the Giants told my coach Doug Williams that I was going to get drafted like 5th to 8th round or something like that. So pretty high. And so I told all my teachers, I'm like, hey, I'm getting drafted. Just keep me in the class. I'm not coming anymore. Which I go there every year and tell the players, do not do that. Do not do that.
That doesn't work out well.
And I'll tell them, like, I told you, like, I screwed up. Like, and I had good grades when I went to school. But I was like, all right, I'm going to go pro. So I'm a professional baseball player in junior college now, which I feel like all college athletes think they are now. And then I think I was technically disqualified for the playoffs, but whoever the governing body was just never found out. And Doug was freaking out. And then, after that, but also, you know what happened? A lot of teams that were going to draft me found out too. And the Giants found out, and I got drafted in the 16th round instead. So
why'd you fall? Just because they knew you, so there was no leverage, right?
I had no leverage, correct?
Yeah.
That's why I tell the story. Like, don't do that. Like, even though it's just.
And where'd you start? Development ball?
Yeah, they called it rookie ball back then.
Rookie ball back then, right?
Yeah, I don't know if it's called that anymore.
No, it's called development ball now.
You know, and I wanted to throw in on, you know, what Mooney was talking about while he was in junior college, just because while we were all there, the San Mateo team was incredibly good, back-to-back Final Four appearances.
Two best
You know,
years of
he
our
was
of the CSM career.
Yeah, he was hitter of the year, you know, Big Stick Award winner for the state. So not just his teammates knew that he was going to be drafted high. I think everyone that we played against knew that he was going to, you know, he was going on to bigger and better things in junior college at that point. You know, and the schoolwork is a big part of it, like he touched on. I think a lot of people don't get that aspect of it, but it was one of those things where in our own dugout, everyone stood up and watched his at bats specifically. You know, guys in the bullpen would stop what they were doing to watch what was happening. You know, similar to those, you know, Barry Bonds days when you see a guy get up and know there's a good chance he's hitting a home run.
And who beat you guys in the Final Four? Was it Sac City?
2003, it was it Riverside?
Saddleback was one of them.
Saddleback was one, and I think Riverside in 2003.
Yeah, Jesse Chavez.
Jesse Chavez,
wow,
who's still pitching.
No, the Giants coach now. Is the Giants coach?
Yeah.
Now let me ask you a question. When you played at Oklahoma City, did you know they recruited you? You know the winds were blowing out at 40?
No idea. I really wish I had known that because you know,
the hitters do somehow.
Yeah, the ballpark we played in was very friendly before I got there to getting pop-ups and there's a lot of room in the outfield for everyone to work in San Mateo and no wins like that. So
what were the scores in those games, man?
We had a couple that were in the 20s. And you know, we had some studs on our team at Oklahoma City. I was pretty humbled when I got out there. You know, it's NAIA, and you know, a lot of people may not give it that much credit, and you don't hear a lot about it. And I got out there, and it was just up and down lineup studs.
And then after that, you played at Humboldt?
Yeah, well, no, during that time. So it was both CSM and Oklahoma City. I was playing summer ball in Humboldt, where we had a mix of players from all across the nation. And while I was there, we happened to have guys from Fresno State, Oregon State, while they were winning their national championships, and you know, a lot of other big names. But that's, you know, Woodbat Summer League, which is also interesting.
Were you was there still a shot at you going like independent ball?
I think so. Yeah. I mean, there was, and I ended up finishing playing out in Yuma, Arizona, and good experience all around. But yeah, it's quite the grind to make it. I'll say that.
I bet. Moon, you had a different kind of grind, but give us the idea of the old minor league. What was the highest you got to? Was it high A, double A?
Triple A.
Did you ever have a sense that you're going to get the call up, or what was that journey like?
So when I got called up to Triple A, they actually did it on my birthday too. The Giants were kind of like a class act in that area. They treated their players pretty well. They were different than other organizations, but they still like treated you pretty well. And I caught fire right off the bat. I hit like 3 home runs in the first like week, 2 in a game, and then it was really weird because at 2 weeks I was hitting like 4 something with like 3 home runs, you know, a bunch of hits, playing great defense, and then this guy Justin Leone, who was getting paid $20,000 a month in AAA. So basically, he was like, yeah. So basically, a guy that they were planning on, but he was injured, so he had to come off the DL. Nate came back from Shearholz, I'm sorry, came back from the Olympics after almost starting World War III when he hit the catcher from Japan. And he had to play because, it's Nate Shearholz. And then Dave Roberts comes down and he has to rehab. And my coach is like, this is like all in like 3 or 4 day span. And my coach comes up to me and brings me in the office. He's like, Moon, do you want to hear the good news or the bad news? I'm like, I don't really care. Just tell me. He's like, the good news is they literally almost called you up to the big leagues.
No way.
Yeah. The bad news is they decided a lefty. The second bad news is all these guys have to play ahead of you because of what I just told you.
Oh my God. You gotta be
So then I went to a
Yeah.
platoon guy out of nowhere.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Was there any cool stories of anyone come down who was rehabbing, take care of you guys, or anybody that was just an absolute just jerk off?
No, everyone was pretty
Cool.
awesome. Like Omar Vizquel came down and he would buy us steaks. And then in 2007 in San Jose when we won it all, we had Tyler Walker down there,
Yep.
Brian Wilson, Freddie Lewis.
No way.
Romo was on the team, but he was still a minor leaguer, just like I was. They all had to rehab at the same time, but we were in the playoffs, and we were the only other team in the playoffs. So it was like, well, we might as well stack San Jose Giants because we had the best fans, and like, let's go win it all. And then Sandoval was on that team. All these guys that made the big leagues. Actually, this funny story was we were playing against the Padres in the championship that year. And in 2005, the San Jose Giants were down 0-2 in the championship series. And Franzen brings in a bottle of Jack Daniels and makes everyone take a shot before each game. And they won 3 games in a row. So Sandoval, Pablo goes to Len Sakata, our coach, who happened to be the last guy that ever played shortstop before Cal Ripken started his streak.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
He goes like, hey, Len, I'm going to go get some Jack Daniels. And he's like, okay, here's $40. We take a shot before every game, win 3 in a row. And then one of the games, the second game, I started the first one when we took a shot. The second game, I wasn't in the starting lineup. And we all took shots. I'm like, and I took another shot, and Lenny's like, Moody, let's go. Are you serious?
I love it.
What other major leaguers you guys play with coming up? Was it just Feldman?
Nava.
Yeah, good call.
Yeah.
That's right. Nava, huh?
Yeah, that was a crazy story. I mean, everything that he accomplished and, from where he started to what he accomplished as a major leaguer was unbelievable. I think it's one of the coolest things I'd ever seen.
Did you guys see Feldman having the kind of career he did back in JUCO? Could you guys ever guess that? 13 years,
I think we knew
15 years.
we knew the potential. I think we knew the potential was there. I don't, he was dominant. People couldn't touch him at all. Like it was almost comical as teammates of his to see him go play. But making it from the junior college leap to the major league level is quite a difference. So
because he was like a 29th round pick, wasn't he? He was late.
30th. That wasn't his fault though.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
No.
Well, and he did have the backup. I think University of Tennessee. So
Tennessee, yeah.
He did have that as an option, and I don't think I was surprised at all with the success, but me and him have talked about it before, where it's like, okay, are you in the right time, right place as you're making that journey up? And he said that he felt like he was in a good spot to move up and on at a
that's a good point. Yeah, because the Rangers kind of sucked then, so he got to grow up with all the like Elvis Andrews, all those guys when they went up, so they all kind of grew together. which is very rare for an organization, but that's what most organizations would try to. Giants would try to do that. Like, I want you guys on the same team every year.
Yeah.
You know, and then
And-
you know what I mean?
Yeah, you were probably one of them too, but I know we have other friends that are examples of guys who got buried because of the organization that they went to and who they had to sit behind. So they might be producing well enough, but because there's an all-star above them at their position at the major league level, and they don't want to trade them off to another organization, they're just kind of stuck.
You and Ben grew up playing together, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, from like, God, was that like 4th grade, Ben? Maybe
At least.
around 4th or 5th grade.
And then we teamed up sometime around 8th grade, took down Feldman and
I thought Feldman
some
was on
other
the same
guys
team as
that
you guys.
oh yeah.
He wasn't on the same team.
No,
No, not on the same team with us. Not before junior college, but
Okay.
this is
Now,
we're talking before high school.
where'd Feldman go to college? High school.
Burlingame,
Okay.
where
Burlingame.
we all played. Me, Mooney, Feldman all played Burlingame youth baseball together.
And then JUCO CSM. Did you guys come close to going somewhere out of high school, Moon?
It was weird. I had a 20% scholarship to Arizona and Santa Clara.
They weren't giving any money back then.
It was weird because it was not like there was no social media and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then Sarah didn't really promote their players as much back then. I'm not trying to like talk crap about anyone because I love all my coaches. But and then both coaches got fired. So I was like, well, that's done.
my pre-college deal and was pretty well traveled. I went from Sarah High School to Incline High School to San Lorenzo Valley High School, and then Lansing Junior College, and then CSM, and then Oklahoma City. So
Oklahoma City,
3 high schools, 3 colleges. Very well traveled, by the end of it.